Welcome to the iBUG Cafe. I'm your host, Sree Roy. This is episode 123. Today is September 14th, 2025. So it is mid-September, and that only means that Apple has introduced to us the iPhone 17, 17 Pro and Pro Max, along with the iPhone Air and iOS 26. So there is definitely some fun time here inside our Apple community. So here at the cafe, we typically take an in-depth look at an iOS app, and today we're continuing on a series called Intro to Voiceover. Now, before we get started, I want to say thank you to each of you for attending this cafe in person, and for all those who will be listening to this cafe either on our website, podcast, or on our YouTube channel. And if you find any of our videos helpful, please hit the like and subscribe so the next time our very own Julie uploads any of our videos, you'll get notified right away. We are iBUG Today. Our website is ibugtoday.org. We are a nonprofit organization, and we have 25 activities each month. This includes 12 technical and 13 social events. And all of these are available in our Zoom platform. We made it very simple. Just use the same link that you used today to join us. So let's take a look at what is going on this week at iBUG Today. And we have an event every day this week, and all times are central. We have the Monday Night Buzz hosted by Sandhya at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is an open forum to ask any questions related to iDevices, excluding the Mac. And during the halftime, we'll give you an opportunity to guess what the movie is based on some interesting clues on what the movie will be on the following Friday. Then stick around after the Monday Night Buzz, starting at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. for our post-social gathering. On Tuesday, we have the iBUG Mac Buzz, hosted by Herbie from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is the perfect time for you to ask any questions on the Mac. Wednesday, Android Insight, hosted by Ava and Hershey from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. If you got any questions on the A-Lady or Android, join us on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thursday is the iBUG Trekkie Talk in the series Star Trek Voyager, Season 2, Episode 19 and 20, hosted by Jody and Kenny from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. You have the opportunity to watch the series prior and then come in to discuss the episodes. And every Friday night is our movie night. It is an audio-described, audio-track-only movie. The entertainment starts at 7 p.m. And then at 7:30 p.m., we will entertain you by playing some songs, and you'll need to name the title of the music and what the song has to do with the movie. And followed by some jokes, and then at 8 p.m., the movie will begin. And then stick around after the movie for our post-movie discussion and trivia. And just a friendly reminder, all our trainings are recorded and available on your favorite podcast, YouTube channel, the A-Lady, and on our website. So check out our website, ibugtoday.org. So now it's time for everyone to introduce yourself. And I've got a icebreaker question. Now that the new iPhones have been released, will you be getting a new iPhone this year? And the answer is going to be yes, no, or you're undecided. Let me know your name, where you're calling from, and if this is your first time here at the cafe, please let me know.
Ted, Houston, no.
Welcome.
Jody, New Hampshire, no.
Welcome.
Hi, Sree.
Mary Alice, Pennsylvania, no.
Welcome.
Shazadi Valand, Canada.
yes.
Welcome, Robert.
Shazadi Valand, Canada. Yes.
All right, welcome.
Sree,
Robert,
New
College
Hampshire.
Station, sadly, no.
Okay, welcome both of you.
Sree, New Hampshire. No.
Welcome.
It's my first time here.
And how did you hear about us?
I'm doing the Mac for Beginners training course.
Great program. I was in that program too. It's a great program. Well, welcome.
Well, thank you.
Karen Wallenberg, first time
How'd-
undecided.
How'd you hear about us, Karen?
Jody
Okay.
from New Hampshire.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Derek from Houston, undecided.
Hi, welcome, Derek.
Gigi in Houston and undecided. I'm leaning towards it.
Hi, welcome, Gigi.
Gary in Austin, no.
Welcome.
From California, first time.
And how'd you hear about us?
By a friend.
Well, welcome. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Christopher from Missouri, no.
Hey, welcome, Christopher. Who's next?
Sarah Rossi.
Welcome.
Gloria from Houston.
No. Hi, welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Marion from Minnesota, first timer.
And are you planning to get a new phone?
I'm undecided at this point.
And how did you hear about us?
Through one of the members of the Tennessee Council for the Blind.
Great. Well, welcome.
Davita from Northern Virginia, and no.
Oh, welcome, Davida.
Yeah, from Southern California, no.
Welcome, Dan.
Dan.
No.
Okay, welcome, Dee. And who's the other person?
Debbie Chatfield, Arizona, undecided.
Okay, welcome.
We had Bridget a moment ago too, Sree.
Okay, welcome, Bridget.
Brenda from Tulsa, and no.
Welcome.
Louise, Georgia, no.
Welcome.
Linda, Georgia, no.
Welcome.
Ed from Georgetown, Ontario, no.
Welcome.
Linda, Texas, no.
Welcome.
Jessica Barr, no.
Welcome.
Ned from Texas, no.
Welcome, Ned.
No.
Welcome, Julie.
Arlene, North Carolina, undecided.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Valencia from Maryland, and yes.
Welcome.
Latinia Barcelona, Georgia, no.
Welcome.
Paul, Virginia, no.
Welcome, Paul.
Cindy
Welcome.
in Alaska, no.
Welcome, Cindy.
Judy, Florida, no.
Okay, welcome.
Greg, Texas, yes.
Oh, welcome, Greg. How about you, Michael?
Yeah, Michael in Texas, yes. And that's,
Yes. Okay.
I think, 6 yeses so far, if I counted properly.
Pete, Florida, and no.
No. Okay.
No.
Christina
Yeah,
from
welcome, Christina.
Colorado, and yes.
Welcome, Christina. Sree Roy, and I'm from Virginia, and I'm somewhat undecided right now. Today, we are going to continue our series called Intro to Voiceover, and this is part 2. And I am very thrilled to have Pete Lane back doing the series with me, and we really have a good one today. And we broke this presentation into 2 parts. The first one is about 42 minutes. The second one is about 45 minutes, and then we'll open it up for some questions and comments after each of the presentations. So grab your popcorn and your favorite drink. Pete, would you like to say anything before we get started?
Yes, Sree, thanks a lot. I'd like to welcome everybody. Thank you for showing up today. Just a reminder, this is an introduction to VoiceOver. It's an audio demonstration series. This is part 2. So remember, it's introductory. So those of you who are new iPhone or iPad users, pay particular attention. This is intended to be for your ears. Those of you who are more advanced, yeah, well, maybe you'll relearn or refresh yourselves on something that you already knew, but it's really focused for new users. So we hope that you get something out of it and enjoy.
All right, thanks, Pete. So at this time, I'm going to ask Julie to mute everyone, and we will get started with part 1 in our presentation. Namaste. This is Sree, and welcome to the iBUG Cafe. It's often said it takes 2 to make a thing go right. And in today's presentation, we are continuing on a series that we presented here at the cafe on September 8th, 2024, called Intro to VoiceOver. And today, what else? Intro to VoiceOver, part 2. And to make a thing go right, we are in for a treat because once again, Pete Lane has offered his time and talent to do this presentation with me. We here at iBUG today, we encourage you to check out our first part either on our website or you can simply find it on your favorite podcast by requesting to play iBUG Cafe episode 112 or go into YouTube and search for iBUG Cafe episode 112. In today's presentation, we do have an in-depth look with topics such as how to do an iCloud backup or the steps involved in doing a factory restore of an iPhone. We'll also go into VoiceOver settings, and inside there, we'll take a look at the VoiceOver tutorial, take a look at the speaking rate, as well as the speech settings, rotor, and a few other things inside VoiceOver settings. So we have a lot of things to cover. So we'll go ahead and get started. I want to say welcome, everyone, as we continue in our series, Intro to VoiceOver, Part 2. But it is also a great time. We are in mid-September, which only means great news in the Apple world because the new iPhone 17 series have been released. And if you are one of the lucky ones who currently have one, or you've placed an order and you're waiting for one, just want to say congratulations. Along with the new phones, we also got new iOS, also known as iPhone operating system, now called iOS 26. And for me, I do welcome this new naming convention. It makes things a lot easier to remember. So I do want to say thank you to Apple for not only bringing up new phones, but changing the naming convention. So I would say this is definitely a very exciting time period. And that's because I can either go out and buy a new iPhone 17 and set it up as a new device if my wife approves. Otherwise, I can just do a software update or even do a factory restore on my current iPhone. And that is what I'm going to cover in this part of my presentation. Different ways that I can reset my iPhone. Now, before I do any type of reset, there are certain things that I do need to want to do first, So let's take a look at the things that I'll be covering in this part of the presentation. And also, I do want to make a comment about my gestures. If I say double tap or swipe right, I'll be using one finger. Otherwise, if I use more than one finger, I will state the number of fingers being used. So let's take a look at the 5 things that I'll cover in this part of the presentation. I will start off by what type of iCloud plan I'm currently subscribed to. Then I'll go in and explain the different iCloud plans that Apple currently offers. Third, I'm going to show you how to do a manual backup of my iPhone using Apple's native iCloud backup. Fourth, at a high level, I will go over the different types of system resets that are available in the current OS or the operating system. And I'll complete by doing a factory restore, which will allow me to set my phone as brand new, or I can just restore it from backup. I have a lot to cover. I'm going to go ahead and get started. One thing I'll be doing in this part of the presentation is going into settings. So I'll either ask SIRI or I'll do a touch and explore until I hear settings.
Settings.
Double tap.
Search field.
Swipe right until I hear Sree Apple account.
Sree Apple account, iCloud Plus, and more button.
Double tap.
Contact photo button.
Swipe right until I hear the subscriptions button.
Subscriptions button.
Double tap.
Subscriptions button. Apple account, back button.
Inside here is where I'll find what subscription we belong to. And we currently have Apple One, which includes Apple TV, Music, Arcade, Fitness, News, and 3 different versions of iCloud storage to choose from. Let's take a look at our plan. Swipe right until I hear it.
Apple One, Premier, renew September 12th, $37.95 button.
And that tells me what plan our family subscribes to. In the next section, I'll go over the different plans that Apple currently offers as of August 2025. On rare occasions during our Monday Night Buzz calls, this question might come up. What type of iCloud storage plan should I get? The answer is I will wait almost till I reach to the end of my current iCloud storage, and then I'll move to the next plan they offer. By default, if you are a proud owner of an iPhone, you automatically get 5 gigabytes of iCloud storage space. But to be honest, that 5 gigabytes of iCloud storage space is just not enough, especially if you are in a family plan like we are. Let's kick off by taking a look at the 3 different plans they currently offer with iCloud storage only. The first plan is for 50 gigabytes at the cost of 99 cents per month. The second plan is for 200 gigabytes at $2.99 per month. And the third plan is for 2 terabyte at the cost of $9.99 per month. And the next 3 plans are offered through their Apple One bundle. The first Apple One plan comes with 50 gigabytes at the cost of $19.95 per month. Let's go to the second plan at 200 gigabytes at the cost of $25.95 per month. You can move to the third Apple One tier plan, which Apple is kind enough to give 2 terabyte at a whopping $37.95 per month. And if you are one of those storage hoggers, well, have no fear because Apple does offer some other plans, which you may contact them to get more information about it. One good benefit with iCloud is I can share it with 5 other family members. One important thing to remember about Apple Music, I do not own any of these songs, but I can stream as long as I have an active subscription. The next thing I want to take a look at is how to switch to a different plan if the current plan that I'm in is becoming too expensive. First thing I need to do is go to Settings.
Settings.
Double tap.
Search field.
Swipe right until I hear my name.
Sree Apple account, iCloud Plus, and more button.
Double tap.
Contact photo button.
Swipe right until I hear Subscriptions button.
Subscriptions button.
Double tap.
Subscriptions button. Apple account, back button.
Swipe right until I hear the plan that I'm currently subscribed to.
Apple One, Premier, renew September 12th, $37.95 button.
Double tap.
Apple One, subscriptions, back button, storage, 904.1 gigabyte of 2 TB.
Since we have family sharing, this indicates how much iCloud storage we as a family are currently using. And since I'm with Apple One, I'm only seeing those plans. Swipe right until I hear See All Plans button.
See all plans button.
Double tap.
Close button.
Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
Apple One, enjoy millions of songs, over 200 games, Apple original shows and movies, and more. Save when you bundle them together. Apple One, $19.95/month. iCloud Plus with 50 gigabytes of storage. Button. Apple One, $25.95/month. iCloud Plus with 200 gigabytes of storage.
Swipe right.
Button. Selected. Apple One, $37.95/month. iCloud Plus with 2 TB of storage.
Now, let's just say that the 2 terabyte plan that I currently subscribe to is just too expensive and I want to move to a different plan. Maybe switch over to the 200 gigabyte plan. Let's see how to do this. Swipe left.
Apple One, $25.95/mon. iCloud Plus with 200 gigabytes of storage, button.
Double tap.
Selected, Apple One, $25.95/mon. iCloud Plus with 200 gigabytes of storage.
Swipe right until I hear subscribe button.
Subscribe, button.
Double tap.
Subscribe, alert, Apple One, heading.
Swipe right here, confirm with side button since I have a phone that does not have the home button.
Confirm with side button.
Double click on the side button, confirm it, but since I'm not going to change it, I'm just going to leave things as is. I do want to mention a very important thing related to the iCloud backup. Now, if I did downgrade, let's say for example, the 200 gigabyte, then in 30 days, Apple will purge anything that's beyond 200 gigabytes that I currently have saved in iCloud. And if you do have family members on your plan, you need to let them know since you don't have access to their data. Let's go into the third part of this presentation, and that is how to do an iCloud backup. By default, this is turned on. As long as I have enough iCloud storage space, it will automatically run the backup. But there will be some times where I need to do it manually. For example, if there's any time I need to do a software update, I will do a manual backup right before I do the upgrade. And also, if I do any type of system reset, and even a better reason to do a backup is in the event if my phone gets stolen and I get a new phone, I can easily restore my new phone from backup. Now that I've given some examples on why I do a manual backup, let's take a look on how to do a manual backup. Go to Settings.
Settings.
Double tap.
Settings.
Swipe right until I hear my name.
Sree Roy, Apple account, iCloud Plus, and more, button.
Double tap.
Contact photo, button.
Swipe right until I hear iCloud button.
iCloud, 2 TB, button.
Double tap.
iCloud Plus, heading.
Swipe right until I hear the last successful backup.
iCloud backup, 10 hours ago, button.
Double tap.
iCloud backup.
Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
Automatically back up your iPhone so you can restore your data if you lose your device or get a new one. Back up this iPhone. Switch button, on.
This is a toggle switch. Lets me know if it's turned on or off. Swipe right.
Backup over cellular. Switch button, on.
Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
When not connected to Wi-Fi, use your cellular network to automatically back up to iCloud. This may cause you to exceed your cellular data plan. Backup now, button.
I'll come back to this button in 1 second.
Last successful backup, 1:33 a.m.
Timestamp of my last successful backup.
All device backups, heading.
Inside this section is where I can tell which apps are getting backed up. Continue to swipe right until I hear 2 terabyte button.
iCloud, 2 TB, button.
Double tap.
iCloud Plus, heading.
Swipe right until I hear Save to iCloud See All button.
Save to iCloud, see all, button.
Double tap.
Save to iCloud.
Another way to have VoiceOver read what's on the screen is 2-finger swipe down, which will read from where VoiceOver focus is to the end.
iCloud Photos, button. iCloud Drive, button. iCloud Mail, button. Passwords and keychain, button. Notes, button. Messages in iCloud, button. Health, button. iCloud Calendar, button.
An interesting observation here, VoiceOver did not announce if any of these apps are getting backed up or not. But when I scroll down now, I do hear which apps are getting backed up to iCloud.
Contacts, switch button, on. Reminders, switch button, on.
I do want to go back to that Health button to find out whether it's being backed up or not. Swipe left until I hear it.
Health, button.
Now what I'm being told on the screen, there is an on-off toggle, but VoiceOver is not reading it. So let's see if I turn on screen recognition, if that would work. I'll invoke it using the rotor.
Screen recognition, off.
Flick up to turn it on.
On.
Touch and explore until I hear the Health button.
Health, button.
With this, I got mixed results, especially when I turn VoiceOver off and then turn it back on. And that's because at rare times, it was telling me that it was getting backed up. However, there is one sure way to find out if it's getting backed up or not by simply going into it, double tap.
Health, iCloud. Less than iCloud, button.
Swipe right until I hear sync this iPhone.
Sync this iPhone, switch button, on.
That is how I can tell if the Health app is being backed up to iCloud. Now, I've done a lot of talking, but let's go and do an actual backup. Swipe right until I hear the last successful backup.
Last successful backup, 1:33 a.m.
Swipe right.
Backup now, button.
And with the simple double tap, all this information gets backed up, not to the cloud up in the sky, but to some server out there in the world.
Selected, backup now, dimmed, cancel backup, button.
And if for some reason, if I wanted to stop the backup, double tap.
In progress.
Swipe left and right to see progress.
Backing up. About 1 minute remaining. Progress. 63%. Last successful backup. 12:25 p.m.
So if there was any reason to do a manual backup, those are the steps to do the backup. Now before I do a restore, I do want to say today is your lucky day. And why? You might be asking that. And that's because I'm not sure if Pete is going to give you a bonus. But me, I'm going to give you a bonus. As I was prepping up for this presentation, the stars have lined up. And that's because Apple introduced iOS 18.6.2. So let's take a look at how to update this phone to the latest OS. To get started, I'll go to Settings.
Settings.
Double tap.
Settings.
Swipe right. I hear the General button.
General button.
Double tap.
General heading.
Swipe right. I hear Software Update button.
Software update button.
Double tap.
Automatic updates on button.
Yet another way to have VoiceOver read the screen is 2-finger swipe up, which will read from the top all the way to the bottom.
Automatic updates on button. iOS 18.6.2, 855.6 MB. This update provides important security fixes and is recommended for all users.
When there's a question about if I should update or not, a simple answer to that is if there are security updates. And if so, it's a good time to update.
Update now button. Update tonight button. If you select update tonight, iPhone will try to update when the device is locked and the battery has enough charge.
This is something to really watch out for, as you will see in a minute. Swipe left until I hear Update Now button.
Update now button.
Double tap.
Passcode. Secure text field. Is editing. 0 of 6 values entered. Character mode.
Since I'm prompted to enter my iPhone password, I'll go ahead and do that to download the software. 2-finger swipe up.
Automatic updates on button. iOS 18.6.2. Update requested.
Touch and explore until I hear download progress.
Download progress.
Continue to swipe left and right to get progress.
iOS 18.6.2. About 13 minutes remaining. iOS 18.6.2. Preparing update.
A very important thing to check before doing an update is what the battery level is at. If it's below 20%, during the update process, it will eventually pause. The recommendation is the battery be at least 50% and it is charging. Let me check my battery, touch and explore towards the top right corner until I hear it.
17% battery power.
I should have checked, now I didn't, so let's see what the screen says. Touch and explore till I hear it.
iOS 18.6.2. Unable to install.
So I'm going to go ahead and pause this recording. I'm going to go ahead and charge my phone and then I'll come right back. As my phone was charging and the battery percentage increased, it automatically started the process. Swipe right.
iOS 18.6.2. Downloaded.
Step 1 has been completed. The software has been downloaded. Now it's time to move to step 2, where I need to install the software. 2-finger swipe up.
Back button. Software update. Heading. Automatic updates. On button. iOS 18.6.2. Downloaded.
Swipe right till I hear Install Now button.
Install now button.
Double tap.
Installing. Alert. Verifying update.
Once the software has been updated, the iPhone will automatically reboot. And a quick heads up, if I did have a password, after every reboot, I will have to enter it. Face ID or Touch ID will not take me to the home screen. Well, there you go. You got your bonus. Just like our Monday night halftime trivia. At very rare occasions, we get to hear the bonus. Before I do a restore, I do want to go all the system resets. So once again, I'll go ahead and get started off in Settings.
Settings.
Double tap.
Settings. Search. Search field.
Swipe right until I hear General button.
General button.
Double tap.
General heading.
One quick way to get to the last element on the screen, 4-finger single tap near the bottom of the screen lands on Shutdown button.
Shutdown button.
Swipe right until I hear Transfer or Reset iPhone button.
Transfer or reset iPhone button.
Double tap. 2-finger swipe down.
Prepare for new iPhone. Make sure everything's ready to transfer to a new iPhone, even if you don't currently have enough iCloud storage to back up.
For just a split second, I felt like Apple was going to give me something for free, and then realized it's only temporary. But if I did not have enough iCloud storage space, I would definitely take this temporary gift. Swipe right.
Get started button.
Double tap. 2-finger swipe down.
You will be ready for your new iPhone. Heading. That's it for now. Your iPhone is using iCloud to secure all your data. Uploading apps and data to iCloud. Your apps and data will be up to date and ready to transfer when your new iPhone arrives. Use this iPhone to quickly sign in. When your new iPhone arrives, Turn it on and place it near your current iPhone to quickly sign in and start setting up. Trade in or recycle this iPhone. Find out your iPhone's trade-in value and receive that amount on an Apple gift card. If it's not eligible, you can recycle it with Apple for free. Learn more, button, done, button.
Double tap.
Get started, button.
Swipe right until I hear the reset button.
Reset, button.
Double tap. Inside this section, I have different types of system reset that I can perform at a high level. I'll go over each one of these. 2-finger swipe down.
Reset all settings, button.
Inside this setting is where I can go in and do a complete reset of all my settings, such as all the settings I configured inside VoiceOver or accessibility or inside settings. But anything that syncs with iCloud will still be in a device, such as your messages, notes, etc. But what it doesn't install is the OS. Swipe right.
Reset network settings, button.
Inside here is where I can go in and refresh my carrier settings, but not remove it. However, it will remove all my Wi-Fi settings. Swipe right.
Delete all SIMs, button.
Inside here is where the eSIM or the physical SIM is configured. This is something where I would not go in and make any changes. Swipe right.
Reset keyboard dictionary, button.
Inside here, it will reset any keyboard or any dictionary that I've created. Swipe right.
Reset handwriting style, button.
Inside here, VoiceOver learns our handwriting style, and once it's reset, it removes anything that it learned, including what it learned from our handwriting in VoiceOver. Swipe right.
Reset home screen layout, button.
If I reset the home screen, the apps that reside on my home screens may get rearranged. And what I mean by that, an app that resided on home screen 2 may get moved to home screen 1 or vice versa. And if I did have apps inside folders, they would get removed from those folders. The good news is no apps will get deleted. Swipe right.
Reset location and privacy, button.
This will reset all the location and privacy settings. And if I did relaunch an app, it may ask me if I want to enable location services. Swipe right.
Cancel, button.
Double tap. Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
Erase this iPhone. Heading. Erasing will sign out of your Apple account and remove your personal data, so this iPhone can be safely traded in or given away. The following items will be safely removed from this iPhone. Apps and data, 238.58 gigabytes. Apple account, Sree. Find My.
I'll come back and show you where I need to go to turn this feature on or off.
Activation lock, wallet, 3 items. eSIM, continue, button. Not now, button.
With this reset, it resets both the contents as well as the settings. And just previously, I went over some of the system resets in which they only reset those specific system settings. What this means is if I perform this reset, and then once I do the reset, it will require me to sign in through my Apple account. And this reset, Apple calls it factory restore. And one more thing, if I did want to reinstall the OS, for example, iOS 18 or iOS 26 on this iPhone, I would need to connect my iPhone to either a Windows or a Mac to remove and then reinstall the operating system. One thing that I would recommend that is always turned on is Find My. But when I do a system reset, I do have to turn it off. So let's take a look at where I need to go to turn it off. Let's start off by going to Settings.
Settings.
Double tap.
Settings.
Swipe right until I hear my name.
Sree. Apple account, iCloud Plus, and more, button.
Double tap.
Contact photo, image.
Swipe right until I hear Find My button.
Find My, button.
Double tap.
Find My iPhone, off, button.
This is a toggle, but I want to make sure it is turned off. Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
Find My iPhone is required while stolen device protection is turned on.
There is one more thing I need to make sure it is turned off, and that is stolen device protection. Let me show you where this is located. You go to Settings, double tap, then swipe right until I hear Face ID password or fingerprint and password, depending on the device, and double tap. Then it'll ask me to enter my password. Swipe right until I hear stolen device protection. Double tap to turn this off if it's turned on. I do want to turn it back on after I do a restore. I need to make sure that Find My is turned on first and then stolen device protection. Now let's go back to the reset. Swipe right until I hear Erase all contents and settings button.
Erase all content and settings, button.
Double tap.
Cancel, button.
Swipe right until I hear the Continue button.
Continue, button.
Double tap.
Continue. Alert. Are you sure you want to erase all media, content, and settings? This cannot be undone.
If I was not ready or uncomfortable in doing this, I could cancel this. Swipe right.
Cancel, button.
What length a iBUG Cafe team member will go to do a presentation. Swipe right.
Erase iPhone, button.
Double tap.
Passcode. Passcode for this iPhone. Heading.
Now I'll need to enter my iPhone password.
Uploading data to iCloud. Heading.
Inside this section, I'm given an opportunity to do a backup once again. Or I could skip the backup, which I'm going to do since I already did one. Swipe right.
Skip backup. Button.
Double tap.
Apple account password. Heading. Enter the Apple account password for opening double quotation mark .com to turn off Find My and activation lock. Secure text field is editing. Insertion point at end.
In here, I'll need to type my Apple account password. Swipe right until I hear turn off button.
Turn off button.
After it verifies my credentials, it will then turn Find My off. Double tap.
Turn off. Dimmed.
And now the phone is going to do a reboot. And after a successful reboot, I am now ready to do a factory restore of my iPhone. Now, whether this is a brand new phone or it's my current phone, the first thing that I would do is turn on Voiceover by either pressing the side button 3 times or pressing the home button 3 times, depending on the device.
Voiceover on.
Voiceover on, the 2 words that bring music to my ears. Touch the screen to wake it up, and then it'll speak in multiple different languages.
Passe o dedo para cima para abrir.
Depending on the device, I'll need to go to the home screen. On a phone without a home button, from the bottom of the screen, swipe up until I hear the second pop, or a phone with a home button, press down once.
More info button. Swipe up to open.
Next, I'll need to pick the language. By default, it's set to English.
Set up English button.
Double tap.
Select your country or region. Heading.
Next, I'll need to select the region. By default, it's set to United States.
United States button.
Double tap. 2 finger swipe down.
Appearance. Heading. Choose how you would like text and icons to look on iPhone. Selected. Default. Button. Medium. Button. Large. Button. Continue. Button.
I'll go with the default. Double tap. 2 finger swipe up.
Appearance. Back button. Accessibility options. Button. Quickly set up iPhone. Heading. In progress. Looking for nearby devices. Bring your current iPhone or iPad near your new iPhone to sign into your Apple account and get set up. Set up without another device. Button.
There are a couple of ways I can set up my phone. I can bring one of my other devices close by, or I can set this phone by itself. And in today's presentation, that is what I'm going to do. Double tap.
Choose a Wi-Fi network. Heading.
I'll need to swipe right until I find my SSID or Wi-Fi name.
Home Sweet Home 01. Secure network. Signal strength 3 of 3 bars.
Double tap. Next, I'll need to enter my SSID password. Swipe right until I hear it.
Password. Secure text field. Is editing. Character mode. Insertion point at start.
I'm going to enter my SSID password and come right back. Now that the password has been entered, touch and explore on the virtual keyboard until I hear join.
Join.
Double tap.
Joining. Heading. Continue. Button.
Double tap.
It may take a few minutes to activate your iPhone.
Swipe right until I hear continue button.
Continue. Button.
Double tap.
Continue. Age range. Heading.
Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
Select the age range of the person who will use this iPhone. This information will help iPhone set up parental controls and safety features. Child. 12 or younger. Button. Teen. 13 to 17. Button. Adult. 18 or older. Button.
To select this, double tap.
Face ID. Heading.
Some of you who are listening to this may be a little intimidated in setting up the Face ID because you can't see the screen to set it up. But I do want to say, with a little bit of practice, I can assure you, you can. In this section, I'm going to go ahead and set up my Face ID. 2 finger swipe down.
iPhone can recognize the unique 3-dimensional features of your face to unlock automatically. Use Apple Pay, make purchases, or subscribe to services from Apple. Continue. Button. Set up later. Button.
Swipe left.
Continue. Button.
Double tap. 2 finger swipe down.
How to set up Face ID. Heading.
I would recommend when setting up Face ID, you do it in a well-lit room. For me, I've had much better success when the room is well lit.
First, position your face in the camera frame. Then move your head in a circle to show all the angles of your face.
As I'm holding the phone with both of my hands, I'm rotating my head counterclockwise starting at 12 o'clock, and I go all the way around back to 12 o'clock. And while I'm rotating my head, VoiceOver will let me know if I'm out of the picture or if I need to move my head to a certain direction. Swipe right.
Get started. Button.
Double tap.
Get started. Dimmed.
It's time to get this beautiful face scanned. I'm going to rotate my face counterclockwise slowly. I probably have the phone about 2 feet away from my face.
Position your face within the head position correctly. Starting first scan. Move your head slowly to complete the circle. 38% completed.
I'm simply rotating my face.
50%, 62%, 75%, 88% completed. 100% completed.
Swipe right.
Use Face ID with the mask. Heading.
2-finger swipe down.
Face ID is most accurate when it's set up for full face recognition only. To use Face ID while wearing a mask, iPhone can recognize the unique features around the eye area to authenticate. About Face ID and privacy. Button. Use Face ID with the mask. You won't need to wear a mask during setup. Button. Don't use Face ID with the mask. You can set up later in settings. Button.
Once again, I'm going to go ahead and do a scan of my face, and I'll go through the same steps that I did previously. Swipe left.
Use Face ID with the mask. You won't need to wear a mask during setup. Button.
Double tap.
Use face. Position your face within the frame. Heading. Move. 12% completed. Your face is out of view. Reposition your face.
Since it lost my focus on my face, I'm going to look straight and then slowly rotate my face counterclockwise.
Move your 38% completed. 50% completed. 62, 70, 88% completed. 100% completed. You can add different pairs of glasses to use with Face ID and a mask in settings. Face ID is now set up.
Now before I go any further, let's take a look at how to set up Touch ID on a device with a home button.
Add a fingerprint. Button.
Double tap.
Add a fingerprint. Place your finger. Heading.
Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
Lift and rest your finger on the home button repeatedly. A fingerprint that changes color during the setup process. Recognition is 0% complete. Image.
Next, I'll just simply follow the directions.
Place your finger. Lift your finger. 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 Complete.
And that is how to set up Touch ID. And now I'll go back to the Face ID setup. Swipe right until I hear the continue button.
Continue button.
Double tap.
Continue. Alert. Face ID and VoiceOver.
2-finger swipe down.
Face ID has been set up to verify your identity but not require that you look at iPhone to authenticate. This can be changed in Face ID and passcode setting.
When using Face ID, it will work perfectly fine if the room is dark or if it's lit.
OK button.
Double tap.
Passcode. Create an iPhone passcode. Heading.
2-finger swipe down.
Face ID provides convenient and secure access by recognizing your face. Occasionally your passcode will be required for validation. Passcode. Secure text field. Is editing. 0 of 6 values entered. Passcode options. Button.
Swipe left.
Passcode. Secure text field. Is editing. 0 of 6 values entered.
I'll create a 6-digit numeric password.
Passcode. Re-enter your passcode.
Now it takes me to the point where I can restore from the iCloud backup that I performed previously. So let's see how this works. 2-finger swipe up.
Back button. Transfer your apps and data. Heading. Get your existing apps and information, like photos, notes and reminders, onto your new device. From iCloud backup. Button. From another iPhone. Button.
This is a good option if I was moving from, let's say, iPhone 16 to 17.
From Mac or PC. Button.
If I did ever want to reinstall the OS, then I would select this button.
From Android. Button. Don't transfer anything. Button.
If I was looking for a clean install, then I would select this button. Now I'll need to go back to the iCloud backup button, swipe left until I hear it.
From iCloud backup. Button.
Double tap. 2-finger swipe up.
Transfer your apps and data. Back button. iCloud. Heading. Sign in with your Apple account. Email or phone number. Text field. Info. Space. Forgot password? Button. Personal data use. Icon. Your Apple account information is used to enable Apple services when you sign in, including iCloud backup, which automatically backs up the data on your device in case you need to replace or restore it. Your device serial number may be used to check eligibility for service offers. See how your data is managed. Button. Continue. Dimmed. Button.
I'm going to enter my Apple account and password. Swipe left until I hear it.
Email or phone number. Text field.
Double tap. brings up the insertion point.
Text field is editing. Email or phone number. Character mode. Insertion point at start.
I completed entering my email address.
Text field is editing. .com. Character mode. Insertion point at end.
Since I do know my Apple account password, swipe right until I hear the continue button.
Continue button.
Double tap.
Continue. Secure text field is editing. Required. Character mode. Insertion point at start.
Password has now been entered. Swipe right until I hear the continue button.
Continue button.
Double tap.
iCloud. Alert. Apple account verification code.
There are two things I will need to do. First, I need to go to one of my other devices and hit the OK button.
Your Apple account is being used to sign into an iPhone near Springfield. VA. Don't allow. Button. Allow. Button.
Double tap on Allow button.
Set up. Verification code.
And then I'll be provided with a code on that device, which I'll need to enter on my current iPhone.
0 of 6 values entered. Secure text field is editing. Character mode 1. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. Apple account verification code. It may take a few. Sree.
Continue to swipe right.
Terms and conditions. Heading. Send by email. Button. Important, please read the following terms before using your iOS device.
Lots of mumbo jumbo in here, which I don't have time to read. 4-finger single tap near the bottom of the screen takes me to the last element.
Disagree. Button.
Swipe left.
Agree. Button.
Double tap.
Agree. Sree.
Swipe right.
Signing in. Ellipsis.
Now it's going to take a few minutes to sign in. And once it's signed in, I'll have the option to restore from backup. Swipe right.
Signing in. Ellipse. Choose an iCloud backup. Heading.
2-finger swipe down.
You can use a recent backup to transfer your apps and information to your new device. Yesterday. iPhone. This iPhone 12 Pro Max. Button.
This is the iPhone that I'm currently resetting.
Yesterday. 3:15 p.m. iPhone 15 Pro Max. Button.
This is the last backup of my current phone.
Show all backups.
I'm going to restore from my 12 Pro Max. Swipe left until I hear it.
Yesterday. iPhone. This iPhone 12 Pro Max. Button.
Double tap.
Yesterday. iPhone. This iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Swipe right.
In progress.
Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
Make this your new iPhone. Heading. Here's everything set up as you had it on your other iPhone. Learn more. Button. Apps and data. iCloud backup. Collapsed. Settings. Screen time. App analytics. And more. Collapsed. Wallet. 2 items. Collapsed. Continue. Button. Customize. Button.
Swipe left.
Continue. Button.
Double tap.
Stolen device protection. Heading.
Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
Stolen device protection adds an additional layer of security in the unlikely case that someone has stolen your iPhone and knows your passcode. Accessing your saved passwords requires Face ID to be sure it's you. Changing sensitive settings like your Apple account password is protected by a security delay. No delay is required when iPhone is at familiar locations such as home and work. Turn on. Button. Not now. Button.
This is something I like to turn on. In the event my phone gets stolen, whoever steals my phone, he or she will have a very difficult time signing in. Swipe left.
Turn on. Button.
Double tap.
Setup.
2-finger swipe down.
Make this your new iPhone. Back button. Add card. Heading. American Express Gold Card. Card requires additional verification. Card on file. American Express. 4 bullet. Card on file. 4 bullets. Text field. Security code. 4-digit CVV. Security code. 4-digit CVV. Text field. Continue. Dimmed. Button. Add this card later. Button.
I'm going to go ahead and enter my security code by swiping left to that text field. And once I'm done, I'll continue to swipe right.
Continue. Button.
Double tap.
Contacting the card issuer. Selected. Setting up card for Apple Pay. Adding to wallet. Your card has been added to wallet.
I do have another card. Let's take a look at if I did not want to set it up into my wallet. 2-finger swipe down.
Make this your new iPhone. Back button. Add card. Heading. Capital One Platinum Visa card requires additional verification. Card on file. Visa. 4 bullet. Card on file. 4 bullet. Text field. Security code. 3-digit CVV. Security code. 3-digit CVV. Text field. Continue. Dimmed. Button. Add this card later. Button.
Double tap, and I can add this card at a later time.
Add this card later. Dimmed. In progress.
Now it's time for me to set up Siri, my favorite assistant. I guess my favorite when it works.
Siri. Heading.
Here is Apple's explanation. Continue to swipe right.
Find information and get things done. Simply by asking. Just say Siri. Start by saying Siri and then make your request. Press and hold the side button. You can also start a request by pressing and holding the side button.
And for those individuals who have an iPhone with a home button, you simply hold down the home button to initiate Siri.
Say, to your iPhone. Apple stores transcripts of your interactions with Siri and may review a subset of these transcripts. Siri may also send information like your audio, Siri setup, contacts, and location to Apple to process your request. Data is not associated with your Apple account. About Siri. Dictation and privacy. Button. Continue. Button. Set up later. Button.
I'm going to go ahead and set up Siri. Swipe left until I hear continue button.
Continue. Button.
Double tap. 2-finger swipe up.
Back button. Select a voice. Heading. Choose a voice for features like Siri, Maps, and Safari. You can manage this in Siri settings.
There are 5 Siri voice talents. Double tap on a voice talent provides a soundbite.
Voice 1.
Double tap.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
Voice 2.
Double tap.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
Voice 3.
Double tap.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
Voice 4.
Double tap.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
Voice 5.
Double tap.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
Improve Siri and dictation. Heading.
Swipe right.
Help improve Siri and dictation by allowing Apple to store and review audio interactions with Siri.
Now there's more mumbo jumbo verbiage below here that you are more welcome to read at your leisure. To save some time, 4-finger single tap near the bottom of the screen lands on the last element.
Not now button.
I'm going to go ahead and select Not Now button. Double tap.
Apple Beta Software Program. Heading.
Before I did a restore on my 12 Pro Max, I was running Beta OS 26. And now it wants to confirm if I still want to continue using the beta. 2-finger swipe down.
Continue taking part in shaping Apple software by test driving pre-release versions of iOS on this iPhone.
When it comes to running beta, my only suggestion is, if this is your only device, then I would not recommend running it.
Learn more about beta programs. Button. Continue. Button. Don't continue beta program. Button.
Swipe left.
Continue. Button.
Double tap.
Continue. Restore from iCloud. Heading.
And just like magic, it is restoring my iPhone from iCloud backup. And just a heads up, I did not reinstall the OS since I did not restore from a computer. This will only reinstall the apps that I had in iCloud backup. 2-finger swipe down.
Progress. 2%. Time remaining. Estimating. 10%. 14%. Time remaining. About 4 minutes. Time remaining. About 1 minute. Progress. 52%. 100%.
Let's take a look at what's on the screen after the restore. 2-finger swipe down.
Restore completed. Heading. Apps and data will continue downloading in the background. Continue. Button.
Double tap.
Terms and conditions. Heading. Sent by email. Button. Important, please read the following terms before using your iOS device.
More mumbo jumbo. 4-finger single tap near the bottom of the screen lands on the last element on the bottom right. In this case, it's the disagree button.
Disagree. Button.
Swipe left.
Agree. Button.
Double tap.
Agree. Restore completed. Heading.
2-finger swipe down.
Transfer your phone number. Heading. To set up cellular on this iPhone, you can transfer your phone number from another iPhone. Once your phone number is transferred to this iPhone, it will stop working on your other iPhone. Transfer from another iPhone. Transfer +1. To this iPhone. Button.
I would select this button if I was moving my mobile number from a previous phone to this phone. Swipe right.
Set up later in settings. Continue setting up iPhone without cellular. Button.
I'm going to select this button since this mobile phone does not have an active mobile number with a carrier. Double tap.
Set up later in settings. Continue setting up iPhone without cellular.
Swipe right.
Get started. Button.
Double tap.
Batteries.
And now it brought me back to the home screen, and that is how I can perform a factory restore of my iPhone. So in the future, if you're planning to change your plan, or if you just want to know how to do an iCloud backup, or if you plan to get a new phone, hopefully these directions will make this process much easier for you. And we'll take a pause and open it up for some questions and comments. All right, that concludes the first part of the presentation. So Julie, if you can go ahead and unmute, start up with some questions and comments.
Good job, Sree.
Yes, this is Brenna.
Go ahead.
How how do you know when to use a two-finger swipe up? I haven't heard that.
Yeah, so a two-finger swipe up is basically reading from the beginning of the first element all the way to the end. Just a way of just it automatically reading it for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Pat.
So if I don't have a computer, I cannot do it myself. That's why I usually go to the Apple store.
Without a computer, you cannot reinstall the operating system. You can definitely do a reinstall. You can't reinstall, like, let's say, iOS 18.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This is Derek from Houston.
Go ahead, Derek.
Sree, you mentioned during settings about an eSIM. Does Apple have an eSIM or an insertable SIM?
I think overseas, some countries require a physical SIM, but pretty much in the US, all the new phones are going to be eSIM.
Okay, thank you.
It's Greg.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Sree, if I set up a phone as a new phone, am I going to have to re-sign in to a bunch of my third-party apps?
It depends on if you do a restore from the iCloud backup. If you don't, then you can install it manually.
Right. If I set it up from an iCloud backup, then I would or would not have to sign into a bunch of third-party apps.
I think it's going to restore whatever is backed up on the iCloud, where you'll need to enter its credentials.
Okay, thank you.
This is Cindy.
Go ahead, Cindy.
This is way over my head. I think what you were doing was not only updating one to a bigger, a higher level program, but also transferring phones. Is that correct?
I was basically doing two updates. I was doing a software update from a previous version, and then I also uninstalled and reinstalled the software from iCloud backup, not the OS, but all the apps and the settings.
So you did an update on the software, like mine is an 18 on an SE3 from 16 to 18. And then you also had to transfer all your app settings and all of that as well. Is that correct?
Yes. So just to be clear, what I did is one, I did a iOS software update going to 18.6.2. And the other one I removed all the apps on my phone and then did a restore using the backup to restore everything back to my phone. But I did not install the operating system on the phone.
You lost me. Thank you.
There is a new phone coming out. So if you're looking to figure out, do I want to do a software update? Do I want to do a restore and clean my phone and do an install? So that's why I thought this would be useful.
This is Dan.
Go ahead, Dan.
One thing that I encountered when you were running through that demonstration was SSID. I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
That is the name of your Wi-Fi name is called an SSID.
Oh, that's the same as the Wi-Fi username?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if you go to the router, it'll say, what is the SSID name? That is your Wi-Fi name. In my case, it's Home Suite Home 1.
This is Jessica.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Hi. I have a question about the stolen device protection. Have you ever been locked out of your own phone because you had it on and it didn't recognize your face and you needed to get into your phone?
Yes.
What happens then?
I went back home and it worked.
So if you were relying on it to get home and it didn't work for some reason, then you'd be out of luck.
Yes. The reason behind device protection is so that if somebody does take your phone, you have to wait 1 hour before you can do the Face ID. So you could sit there and wait an hour and reinitiate the stolen device protection, or otherwise you have to wait, or you have to go back to those two places that it sees as a safe ground to log in.
I like the idea of it. It's just, yeah, and my Face ID works better on the phone I have now than it has on previous phones.
Yes.
This is Robert with a quick comment.
Go ahead, Robert.
So, Sree, I almost hesitate to bring this up. You did a fabulous job. But in recent years, I have done something slightly different. When I got a new phone, I have used the option to put the new phone next to the old phone and transfer everything that way from the old phone to the new phone. And I don't want to confuse everyone, but they'll see that option. It is, if they get a new phone, it is another way to do this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is Gigi.
Go ahead, Gigi.
Okay. Question on the reset, I think, was one of the things you were doing, trying to erase things so that You can turn it in to.
If you're ever going to turn in your phone, you should do factory reset so that all your information is removed. And typically, if you take it to the Apple Store, they will do that for you. But if you're going to give it to a friend or someone else, I would recommend you do it or have the person that receives the phone do it so that all your information is not passed over to them.
If you get a phone and then say you may have problems on the software of your phone, do you still do a backup on the new phone?
The phone has software, especially an OS issue or
Yeah, it's
issues,
had software
I would not
issues.
restore because then you're bringing a bad information back to the phone that you just got and you got bad stuff in there. So when I get a new phone after a few years, I go with a clean install. So in case something's not good in my phone, I don't bring it along. Start our second part of the presentation. This one is 45 minutes. And this is where Pete does a really good job going into some of the settings inside VoiceOver. And we'll start with part 2.
Hi folks, welcome to part 2 of the iBUG voiceover tutorial series. In part 2, we'll pick up with some of those settings that we had not yet covered in part 1. So with that, let's go to our voiceover settings. I'll start by opening our settings app.
Settings. Pete Lane, Apple account, iCloud Plus, and more, button.
From there, we'll go down to accessibility.
General, accessibility, button.
I'll perform a one-finger double tap here.
Accessibility, heading. Personalize iPhone in ways that work best for you with accessibility features for vision, mobility, hearing, speech, and cognition. Vision, heading, voiceover, on, button.
Now we heard voiceover on, button. When I was learning to use VoiceOver, I thought this might be a button with which to turn VoiceOver on and off. And I certainly didn't want to be turning my VoiceOver off. But in truth, it opens up the VoiceOver settings screen. So it is safe to double tap here. So I'll do exactly that. One finger double tap.
VoiceOver, switched button, on.
And let's see what's here on our VoiceOver settings screen.
VoiceOver speaks items on the screen. Tap once to select an item, double tap to activate the selected item.
And we learned most of our basic gestures in part 1 of this tutorial series. In this episode of part 2 in our series, we'll cover the next couple of parts on our VoiceOver screen.
VoiceOver practice, button.
VoiceOver practice and
VoiceOver tutorial.
The built-in VoiceOver tutorial. So let's talk about our VoiceOver practice area. First of all, we can access it right here in our VoiceOver settings.
VoiceOver practice, button.
We can perform a single finger double tap right here and open up our VoiceOver practice area. But there's another way to do it. No matter where we are on our iPhone, we can perform a 4-finger double tap. This gesture opens and closes the VoiceOver practice area. Let me demonstrate it right here. Take 4 fingers, double tap, 1, 2.
Starting help. To stop help, perform a 4-finger double tap or 2-finger scrub or press escape on the keyboard.
The practice area is open. I can perform any VoiceOver gesture and I'll be told what that gesture is. We'll dig into this in some detail in a moment, but right now, here's an example. 1 finger flick to the right.
1 finger swipe right. Move to next item.
1 finger flick to the left.
1 finger swipe left. Move to previous item.
Good. And as VoiceOver just told us, I can perform a 4-finger double tap once more, and I will close the VoiceOver practice area.
4-finger double tap. Start help. Stopping help.
Now that we've learned an alternative way to open the practice area, let's dig into the VoiceOver practice section here in our VoiceOver settings.
VoiceOver practice, button.
That's a button. We'll do a 1-finger double tap.
VoiceOver practice, heading.
1 finger swipe to the right.
Done, button.
We would perform a single finger double tap on the done button when we are finished in our practice area.
Practice VoiceOver gestures, commands, and typing in this area. Select the done button in the top right corner and double tap to exit.
There's our explanation. We can now practice any VoiceOver gestures we wish. I'll start with the easy ones.
1 finger swipe right, move to next item. 1 finger swipe left, move to previous item. 1 finger swipe up, previous rotor item. 1 finger swipe down, next rotor item.
All I'm doing here is swiping my finger to the right and to the left anywhere on the screen, and VoiceOver is calling out the name of the gesture that I have just performed. Let's move on to our 2-finger gestures.
2-finger single tap, toggle speech. 2-finger double tap, magic tap, 2-finger triple tap.
I strongly recommend that you use this practice area as you move into your 3-finger and 4-finger gestures. Practice is essential to performing precise gestures.
3-finger single tap, red item summary. 3-finger double tap, toggle mute. 3-finger triple tap, toggle screen curtain.
And our 4-finger gestures.
Move to first item. Move to last item. 4-finger double tap, start help.
Since we're in the VoiceOver practice area here on our settings screen, the 4-finger double tap does not, in fact, close out the practice area. Instead, as instructed earlier, we need to go find our Done button, which I'll do now in the upper right-hand corner of our screen, and perform a single-finger double tap.
Done button.
Now let's move on to our VoiceOver tutorial.
VoiceOver tutorial button. Select Collections page. Learn how to use VoiceOver. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use VoiceOver to navigate and use your iPhone. Some instructions may not apply if you've customized VoiceOver, and VoiceOver may be restricted throughout the tutorial. Button. VoiceOver tutorial. Heading. Done. Button. Collections page. Collections.
So this is essentially a table of contents. It will tell you the chapter or the collection headings, and it gives you an opportunity to pick up where you left off if you're coming back to it.
Continue from where you left off. Scroll. Button.
And here are the section headings, the contents.
Learn introductory VoiceOver interaction gestures. Button. Navigate your iPhone with VoiceOver. Button. The VoiceOver rotor. Button. Practice advanced VoiceOver gestures. Button. Text entry with VoiceOver. Button. Access more VoiceOver resources. Button.
I'm not going to go through each and every topic in the VoiceOver tutorial, but let's go through the first section or two just to give you a feel for how it's laid out and how we can navigate through the tutorial.
Learn introductory VoiceOver interaction gestures. Button.
Here's the first topic. I'll do a 1-finger double tap to get started.
VoiceOver automatically reads aloud the selected on-screen item, like text or a button. You can control which item is selected by moving the selection. To select the next on-screen item, swipe from left to right with 1 finger. Swipe 1 finger from left to right now to move to the next page. Swipe 1 finger from left to select the previous item. You just practiced the gesture to select the next item. To select the previous on-screen item, swipe from right to left with 1 finger. Swipe, select the previous item, activate an item. Some items can be activated, which performs their default action. This is similar to clicking the mouse on the item or pressing a button to submit a form. To activate the selected item, tap the screen twice with 1 finger. Double tap with 1 finger to move to the next page. Double tap with 1 finger. Practice navigating. Now, you'll practice the commands you just learned by navigating the practice page. All practice pages like this will have steps to complete, a practice area, and a continue button. When you complete a step, you'll hear a sound and VoiceOver will announce the next step. This is the first step. Swipe right to select the button labeled Practice.
As you hear, I'm just listening to the VoiceOver tutorial instructions and then doing as it says. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's keep going.
Practice. Button. Step completed. Now, double tap with 1 finger to activate the button. Step completed. Now, swipe right again to move to the Continue button. Practice. Step completed. Now, double tap with 1 finger to activate the Continue button. Continue button. Touch to select and speak an item. Another way to select an item is to tap the screen. Wherever you touch or tap, VoiceOver will select and speak the item under your finger. You can tap around the screen, or drag your finger, to immediately select a different item. Swipe right to reach the practice area, which has a list of ingredients for fruit salad. Practice. Fruit salad ingredients. Step completed. Now, starting near the middle of the screen, drag 1 finger downward slowly until you select the item labeled apples. Practice. Fruit salad ingredients. Strawberries, pears, grapes, apple. Step completed. Now, continue dragging downward to select the Continue button. Double tap it to move to the next page. Practice. Fruit salad. Strawberries, pears, grapes, apples, Continue button. Scroll. In the scroll area, doing the scroll gesture will move to a screen or page in the direction you scroll. You can swipe with 3 fingers in any direction to complete the scroll gesture. Practice it now. Practice. Page 2 of 2. Step completed. Now, swipe right to select the horizontal scroll area. Step completed. Now, swipe from right to left with 3 fingers to scroll right. Page 2 of 2. Step completed. Now, swipe from left to right with 3 fingers to scroll left. Page 1 of 2. Step completed. You've completed all of the steps on this page. Continue button. Pause VoiceOver speech. You can temporarily disable VoiceOver using the pause gesture. Repeating the gesture or moving selection to another item will restart speech. Tap once with 2 fingers. Step completed. You've completed all of the steps on this page. Continue button. Adjust the speaking rate. On this page, you'll use a slider to adjust VoiceOver's speaking rate or how quickly or slowly it speaks. Swipe right to move to the practice area. Practice. Speaking rate is now 53%. Adjustable. Step completed. Now, swipe down to decrease the slider value. This will make VoiceOver speak slower. Speaking rate is now 50%. Step completed. Now, swipe up to increase the slider value. This will make VoiceOver speak faster. Speaking rate is now 55%. Step completed. Now, adjust the speaking rate until it is comfortable, then swipe right. Speaking rate is now 50%. Step completed. You've completed all of the steps on this page. Speaking rate is 50%. Continue to the next page if it is a comfortable speed. If it is not, go back to the slider to adjust it. Continue button. VoiceOver Essentials completed. Great job. Now you've learned how to interact with on-screen items using VoiceOver. In the next collection, you'll learn VoiceOver gestures to navigate across your device. Double tap the Continue button to go to the next collection. Continue button.
Let's walk through one more collection just to give you a good feel for how the tutorial progresses. One finger double tap to continue.
Home gesture. Use the home gesture to unlock your iPhone or to go to the home screen when your phone is unlocked. Practice the home gesture now without leaving the tutorial. Slide one finger up from the bottom edge of the screen and lift it when you feel one vibration. Step completed. You've completed all of the steps on this page. Continue button. App switcher. To cycle between apps without going to the home screen, use the app switcher gesture, then swipe left or right until the app you want is selected, then double tap to switch to it. Practice the app switcher gesture now without leaving the tutorial. Slide one finger up from the bottom edge of the screen and lift it when you feel two vibrations. Step completed. You've completed all of the steps on this page. Continue button. Control Center. Control Center gives you quick access to the things you do most. You can use Control Center to quickly take a picture, turn on Wi-Fi, and more. Practice the gesture to open it here. Slide one finger down from the top edge of the screen and lift it after you feel one vibration. Step completed. Continue button. Notification Center. Notification Center shows your notifications history, allowing you to scroll back to what you've missed. Practice the gesture to open it here. Slide one finger down from the top edge of the screen and lift it after you feel two vibrations. Step completed. Continue button. The two-finger scrub or escape gesture. The two-finger scrub or escape gesture dismisses an alert or returns to the previous screen. Use it to dismiss Control Center, for example. Practice it now. Quickly swipe two fingers back and forth and back again. Step completed. You've completed all of the steps on this page. Continue button. Screen curtain. The screen curtain gesture turns the display black as if it's turned off, but the screen contents are still active. You may want to use this for privacy reasons. You'll now practice turning the screen curtain on and off. Triple tap with three fingers to turn on screen curtain. Screen curtain on. Step completed. Now, triple tap with three fingers again to turn off screen curtain. Screen curtain off. Step completed. You've completed all of the steps on this page. Triple tap with three fingers again to turn off screen curtain. Completed. Screen curtain off. Continue button. Navigate your iPhone completed. You've learned several VoiceOver gestures to navigate across your iPhone. In the next collection, you'll learn to use the VoiceOver rotor, a tool which enables VoiceOver customization and efficient navigation. Double tap the Continue button to go to the next collection.
That's as far as we'll go today in our built-in VoiceOver tutorial section. We'll pause now before we move on to our next episode.
Activate to dismiss pop-up window. Accessibility.
Welcome back to part 2 in the iBUG VoiceOver tutorial series. Let's go right back to our VoiceOver settings. I'll start by finding my Settings app.
Settings.
One finger double tap to open it.
Settings.
I'm pretty sure you all know the path to where we're going, so I'm going to go to Accessibility, then VoiceOver.
Accessibility. Heading. Personalize iPhone in ways that work best for you with accessibility features for vision, mobility, hearing, speech, and cognition. Vision, heading, VoiceOver, on, button.
Now remember, this is not an off-on toggle switch. This is just the opening to our VoiceOver settings screen. So we'll do a one-finger double tap to open it.
VoiceOver, switch button, on. VoiceOver speaks items on the screen. Tap once to select an item. Double tap to activate the selected item. What's new in VoiceOver? Link. Voiceover practice button.
We've completed our voiceover practice review.
Voiceover tutorial button.
And the voiceover tutorial.
Speaking rate heading.
So next up for us is speaking rate. Let's flick to the right. We'll get to a slider.
Speaking rate 56% adjustable.
We heard VoiceOver say 56% adjustable. This is the nature of a slider. When it says adjustable, this means it can be changed. And as a slider, we can change it by flicking up with one finger or down with one finger. Let me demonstrate. As long as my VoiceOver focus is on that slider and I left it on the 56% adjustable, then I can flick up or down anywhere on the screen and it will be adjusted. So let me flick up once.
Speaking rate 66% adjustable.
And up again.
Speaking rate 76% adjustable.
Now if you missed those, my first flick up brought it up to 66%, up 10 percentage points. My second flick up brought it up to a pretty speedy 76%. That's a little bit fast for my taste, so let's go the opposite direction and I'll flick down with one finger.
Speaking rate 66% adjustable.
And down again.
Speaking rate 56% adjustable.
And let's flick down one more time.
Speaking rate 46% adjustable.
And that one's just a bit slow. So let's get to Goldilocks, back to 56%.
Speaking rate 56% adjustable. Adjust the speaking rate of the current voice.
There's our brief voiceover definition. Now, as you noticed, our increments were 10 percentage points. Each time I flicked up, 10%, and flicked down, 10% as well. But we can change the rate in smaller increments. Here's how we do that. Let's flick to the right to our slider one more time.
Speaking rate 56% adjustable.
Now I'm going to introduce you to a new gesture. This one is called the single finger double tap and hold. And we'll do it exactly as it's stated. We'll do a one finger double tap, but instead of lifting our finger after that second tap, we'll keep it on the screen. That's our double tap and hold. Then we will slide our finger ever so slowly to the right to increase our percentage. You can practice this on your desk or your table before you do it on your screen. Do a one finger double tap, 1, 2, but hold that second tap on the tabletop and then just slide it very, very slightly to the right. I'm talking about a millimeter. That will increase the slider by 1 or 2 percentage points. So now let's go back to our phone screen and our voiceover focus is still on that slider. Now let's do our one finger double tap and hold. Slide it slowly to the right and we can hear the slider increase.
58, 50, 62%.
There we started at 56, we moved up to 58, and then up to 62%. Let's keep our finger on the screen and continue to slide to the right just a little until you get a feel for it.
60, 60, 65%. 60, 68%.
You can continue to practice that. Sometimes it just takes the rolling of your fingertip to get it to move 1 or 2 percentage points. So keep practicing until you get a feel for it. But that's how you can adjust the rate in between those 10% increments. I'm going to bring mine back down. I think I'll keep it at 58%. Hopefully that won't be too fast for you all to listen. This is not the only place where we can go to change our speech rate. Remember, we have our rotor, which we'll be covering shortly. We also have an area called Quick Settings, which I'll touch on briefly here as well. We will be able to adjust our speech rate in both of those places as well as here in our VoiceOver settings. So let me turn my rotor to speaking rate.
Characters. Words. Headings. Speaking rate 58%.
Now this brings up a slider just like the one in our VoiceOver settings. However, our increment on our VoiceOver settings screen was 10%. Here in our rotor, when we flick up or down, we will only change the speaking rate by 5 percentage points.
63%. 68%.
That's up 5 points from 63 to 68%. I'll flick up one more time.
73%. Speaking rate 73%. Adjustable.
5% at a time. Now I'll flick down.
68%.
And again.
63%. Speaking rate 58%. Speaking rate 58%. Adjustable.
And of course you're asking, can you do a double tap and hold here as well to advance or reverse your percentage rate in smaller increments? The answer is yes. Here we go. Single finger double tap and hold, and gently slide your finger to the right and listen to the increments.
58, 50, 60, 60, 62%, 62%. Speaking rate, 62%. Adjustable.
I'll be getting into the rotor and the VoiceOver quick settings in a bit more detail in just a few minutes. But for now, that wraps up our review of speech rate on the VoiceOver settings screen. Let's move on to our next item in the VoiceOver settings, and that is
Speech button.
Let's dive into our speech settings. One finger double tap.
Selected. Primary voice. Heading.
Speech settings is where we select our VoiceOver voice or voices, and we can adjust various characteristics of those voices. Let's continue by flicking to the right.
Alex, English, United States, button.
Alex is my primary voice. That's the voice you've been hearing throughout this tutorial.
Additional voices. Heading.
I have chosen to add several additional voices. I may be a bit different than you in that respect. I do a lot of demonstrations which may require some additional voices. I'll flick to the right.
Ava, Premium, English, United States, button. Allison, Enhanced English, United States, button. Ava, Enhanced English, United States, button. Tom, Enhanced English, United States, button. Daniel, English, United Kingdom, button. Kate, Enhanced English, United Kingdom, button. Add rotor voice, button. Voices added here can be selected in the voice rotor.
We'll walk through that section in a moment about adding additional voices that you can make available in your voice rotor. But first, let's cover a couple of other settings here very quickly, flicking to the right.
Pitch change, switch button, on.
This allows for VoiceOver to present pitch changes when they're appropriate. We'll talk about situations like that a little bit later.
Detect languages, switch button, on. VoiceOver will switch voices when text in another language is detected.
There's the iOS explanation.
Pronunciations, button.
This allows you to actually change the VoiceOver pronunciation of a word or acronym or something along those lines to fit your liking. I have one entry in here. Let's double tap and find out.
IRA, button. Actions available.
Let's spell this out one letter at a time to see exactly what the change is that I have suggested.
Characters.
I'll turn my rotor to characters so I can navigate one letter at a time.
A, comma, space, I-R-A.
This means I'm asking VoiceOver to pronounce the word IRA, spelled A-I-R-A, as IRA, I-R-A. Pretty simple.
IRA, but add, button.
Here's an add button where you can go in and suggest any changes that you might have. Let's double tap and take a look.
Add. Phrase, text field, is editing, character mode, insertion point at start.
Here's where you can add the word or phrase that's being mispronounced.
Apply to all apps, switch but ignore case, switch voices, all, but languages, English.
Here you can add any specifications that you might want.
Dictate replacement, button.
Now you can tap on the dictate button on the on-screen keyboard that appears and actually dictate the correct pronunciation.
Substitution, text field.
Here's where you can type or dictate that correct pronunciation in the substitution text field.
Dictate replacement, button. Dictate or spell out how you want the phrase to be pronounced. Recorded audio is temporarily sent to Apple and then deleted.
I don't have any changes to make now, but remember this is the area where you would suggest such pronunciation changes. In the meantime, we'll work our way back to selecting other VoiceOver voices.
Pronunciations, back button. Speech, back button. Voices added here can be selected in the voice rotor.
Here's where we left off before we went into the pronunciation jungle. Let's see what we need to do to add additional VoiceOver voices.
Add rotor voice, button.
Let's double tap right here.
Done, button.
This is where we embark on the list of available voices, but first we've got to specify things like language and the country of that language. Let's continue to swipe to the right.
Language, heading.
There are dozens of languages available, but I speak English. We'll just flick through a handful of the additional languages that you can choose from.
English, button. Arabic, button. Bangla, button. Basque, button.
Of course, they're listed alphabetically. Let's go back and I'll select English.
English, United States, heading.
As soon as I selected English, we heard United States, and then we will proceed with all of the available U.S. English voices, but the various countries are listed as headings. So we'll use our rotor to select headings, and we can navigate down through those countries. Once again, we'll be looking a little bit more deeply into the rotor in a few minutes.
English, United States, heading.
I'll turn my rotor to headings.
Words, headings. Eloquence, button, heading.
They've listed Eloquence voices as a heading, just as if it's a separate country. Continuing to flick down with our rotor set for headings.
English, Australia, heading. Sree, button, heading, expanded. English India, heading. English Ireland, heading. Sree, button, heading, expanded. English Scotland, United Kingdom, heading. English South Africa, heading. Sree, button, heading. English United Kingdom, heading. Eloquence, button, heading. Sree, button, heading. Novelty, heading.
There is even a heading for novelty voices. I'll let you flick through these individually in your spare time so you can get a feel for what languages and what countries are available.
Language, back button. English, button. English, United States, heading.
I'll flick individually through the various English US voices that are available, and we'll also discover some actions that we can take that are kind of cool. I'll flick to the right.
Agnes, using 1.6 megabytes, button. Alex, using 911.7 megabytes, button.
As you hear, the size of each of the files is listed. Also notice that Agnes and Alex were not preceded with the word download. This indicates that I've already downloaded those voices, and they were in my list of voices earlier. As we move to the next voice, you'll hear the word download. That means that I have not yet added them to my list of available VoiceOver voices. Flicking to the right.
Download Allison, 9.9 megabytes, button. Actions available. Allison Enhanced, using 42.7 megabytes, button. Download Ava, 10.4 megabytes, button. Ava Enhanced, using 263.8 megabytes, button. Ava Premium, using 323 megabytes, button. Download Bruce, 1.5 megabytes, button. Eloquence, button. Heading, collapsed. Download Evan, 6.2 megabytes, button. Actions available.
Okay, here's Evan. One of the cool actions I referred to earlier is the ability to sample the speech. I will flick up on the Evan voice.
Speak sample.
And there's our action. Speak sample. Double tap.
Hello, my name is Evan. I am an American English voice.
I'm afraid Evan just doesn't do it for me. Let's keep flicking and see what else is available.
Download Evan Enhanced, 257.6 megabytes, button.
Here's Evan Enhanced. Let's see if that sounds a little better.
Speak sample.
Hello, my name is Evan. I am an American English voice.
Enhanced Evan sounds stronger than regular Evan, but let's keep exploring. Clicking to the right.
Fred, button. Download Joel Enhanced, 128.2 megabytes, button. Junior, button. Kathy, button. Download Nathan, 4.2 megabytes, button. Speak sample.
Hello, my name is Nathan. I am an American English voice.
Kathy, button. Junior, button. Download Joel Enhanced, Fred, button.
I'm going to go back to Evan Enhanced. I like him the best. Let's give him a try.
Download Evan Enhanced, 257.6 megabytes, button.
One finger double tap to begin the download.
Evan Enhanced, 257.6 megabytes.
The download process will be very quick. Let's go back out of here and then go check to see if it's in our available voices list.
Language, back button. Done, button. Voiceover, back button. Speech, button. Selected, primary voice, heading. Primary voice, heading. Alex, English, United, additional voices, Alex, Inc., Ava, Premium, Inc., Allison, Enhanced, Ava, Enhanced, Inc., Tom, Enhanced, Inc., Daniel, English, Kate, Enhanced, English, Evan, Enhanced, English, United States, button.
Those voices were going by pretty quickly, but Evan Enhanced was the last voice in the list, so we have successfully added a new voice to our list, and I will go over to my rotor now, to my voices rotor, and check to see if Evan is there as well. I'll call up my rotor using a two-finger turn, like I'm turning the cap on a bottle, and we'll go through our various rotor options until we get to voices.
Characters. Words. Headings. Speaking rate, 60%. Audio ducking. Audio ducking, when speak activities. No activity, so screen recognition. Off. Voices. Alex, selected.
And of course, Alex is my current voice. So let me flick up with one finger and go through the various other voices in the voices rotor.
Evan Enhanced.
Well, there he is. Evan Enhanced. He's the next one on the list as I swipe up. I'll just go through a few more to show you the rest of the voices.
Kate Enhanced.
Daniel.
Tom Enhanced.
Ava Enhanced.
Allison Enhanced.
Ava Premium.
Alex.
Well, there are the rest of my voices, and there is the voices rotor, which actually concludes our presentation of the speech settings on the VoiceOver settings screen. Our next segment will be the rotor. Welcome back to our VoiceOver tutorial series, part 2. We're moving on to our next topic, which will be the rotor. Simply stated, the rotor is a VoiceOver tool that you can use to open a kind of menu system by using a specific VoiceOver gesture. This gesture is kind of like turning a dial or twisting a bottle cap using two fingers on the screen of the phone. It allows VoiceOver to shift its focus to specific things such as navigation, words, lines, headings, links, and other things along those lines, or to perform specific settings actions such as increasing or decreasing your speech rate without having to go into the Settings app. I'm on our VoiceOver settings screen, and we just completed our speech settings. So from here, we'll move on to Rotor. Flicking to the right.
Rotor button. Rotor items.
The Rotor items is the list of features that you can include in your Rotor. We will skip over that momentarily and get to a few other loose ends here. Flicking to the right.
Change rotor with item. Switch button. On. Changes the selected rotor based on the VoiceOver focus item.
This means that your rotor options may vary depending on what app you're in or what you're doing. For example, if you're in a text field, only then will your text-related items appear in your rotor. Words, characters, edit, things along those lines. Likewise, you may find yourselves offered an action items rotor if you're at a point where making a decision or selecting a menu option is appropriate. Let's move on.
Edit apps on home screen. Switch button. On.
There are certain edit actions that we can make with apps as they appear on our home screen.
Direct touch apps. Button. Direct touch allows VoiceOver to control an app directly without requiring more interaction.
Some applications on your phone require that you touch or swipe on the app to perform particular tasks or actions, such as games. Direct touch allows your touches or swipes to bypass the VoiceOver filter and actually perform those actions as set forth by the app. A little bit confusing, I know, but it'll make sense down the road.
Direct touch apps. Button.
If you double tap on this button, you'll find a list of apps to which this applies. We'll bypass that for right now.
Rotor. Heading. Rotor items. Button.
Here we will find a list of items, tasks, or actions that I was referring to earlier. Tasks that your rotor will perform. Let's go through them one at a time. As we flick through each item, you will hear that some are preceded with the word selected. This means that I have already added these to my rotor, and that is how you can add items to your rotor as well. Following each item is a button saying Reorder, and this just means that you can change the sequence of the item on the screen and therefore as it appears in your rotor as you turn it. Single finger double tap.
Selected. Characters. Actions available. Reorder. Selected. Words. Reorder. Selected. Lines. Reorder. Selected. Text selection.
I'll pause our progress for a moment. Those past several items are a means of navigating through text, and the selection item will be how you can select text and perform different editing actions, like deleting, copying, pasting, things along those lines. We'll continue now to move on through the items list.
Speech volume. Actions available. Reorder. Punctuation. Action. Reorder. Hints. Action. Reorder. Selected. Headings. Selected. Audio ducking. Reorder. Braille screen input. Reorder. Typing mode. Reorder. Articles. Action. Reorder. Audio destination. Action. Reorder. Braille table. Action. Reorder. Selected. Activities. Selected. Screen recognition.
I'm going to pause going through this list now and save you the time of having to listen to each and every item while listening to this demonstration. There are approximately 10 additional items left in the list that I will forego right now, but feel free to go into this list and check out each one carefully. Make a determination as to whether or not you want to keep it in your rotor. But for now, we'll go back and exit our rotor settings.
Rotor. Back button. Rotor items. Button.
Okay, now that we've seen all of the things that can be included in the rotor, let me give a quick demonstration of how it actually works and how you might use it on your iOS device. Remember we said earlier, the rotor gesture is similar to twisting a cap on a bottle or turning a dial. We do this by placing two fingers on our screen. I prefer to use my index finger and my middle finger, but you might choose to use your thumb and your index finger or your thumb and your middle finger. From there, we place those two digits on the screen and we twist as if we're turning a dial. You can twist clockwise or you can twist counterclockwise. As you twist it, you'll hear VoiceOver announce the items on the rotor that you have selected by going through your rotor items list as we did earlier. I'll perform my rotor gesture now. I'm using two fingers touching the tips of my index finger and my middle finger on the screen, and essentially I'm turning a dial, but it may feel as if I'm swiping down with my middle finger while swiping up at the same time with my index finger. Regardless of how you look at it, it produces the desired effect and turns our rotor dial. I'll do that right now, and listen to VoiceOver as I turn it. Also listen carefully and you'll hear a swishing sound, which is the sound that is made when you turn your rotor dial. Here I go now.
Characters, words, headings.
Now I'm sliding my fingers the way I described earlier, and it has the effect of turning the rotor in a clockwise direction, or from left to right. If I turn or slide these fingers in the opposite direction, then I will go counterclockwise the other way around the rotor dial. The next item I'll come to in the rotor will be my speaking rate, and we played with this earlier during our demonstration of the speaking rate settings. Once I land on it, I will flick down, which will reduce the speaking rate by 5%.
Speaking rate, 60%. 55%. Headings, words, characters.
As you heard, we just went past words and characters. I'm going to pause briefly here and show you how words and characters can be used in VoiceOver navigation to move through a text document. In this case, it will be an email, one word or one character at a time. So I'll flick to my Mail app where I have an open email.
Mail, message content.
This is my open email. I'm going to flick to the right and begin reading so you get an idea what the content is.
Message header, iBUG Cafe, September 14th. Join us for the upcoming iBUG Cafe as we conduct the training session, Introduction to VoiceOver, Part 2. Topics include iCloud plans.
There's the first line or so of the email. Now let me just start turning my rotor.
Characters, words, lines, text selection, speaking rate, 55%. Links. Headings, lines.
Here's lines. The execution of your rotor requires a very simple one-finger gesture. When you reach the rotor item that you desire, you can then flick up or down to execute that particular item. I'm on lines now. I want to navigate this email one line at a time, so I will flick down with one finger, which will move me forward, and if I were to flick up with one finger, I would read the previous line. So I'll flick down.
Join us for the upcoming iBUG Cafe as we
flick down again for the next line.
Conduct the training session, Introduction to
and again.
VoiceOver, Part 2. Topics include iCloud.
Let me turn the rotor to words and show you how that works.
Text selection, lines, words.
Now I'll lift my two fingers from the screen, leaving it on words, and now I'll flick down again with one finger.
VoiceOver, Part 2. Topics include iCloud, plans, backing up, iPhone.
I'll go back to the rotor dial and turn it one more time to characters.
Characters.
Lift those fingers and then apply one finger with a swipe down.
Space, RESTORING, space IPHONE, comma.
Now we know how to navigate by words, by characters, and by lines. Let's take a look at the text selection option.
Words, lines, text selection.
It'll be no surprise when I tell you that text selection is the way that we select text. But first we need to determine the increment of the text that we wish to select. Just like we went through words, characters, and lines earlier, we get to make similar choices for the increment of text that we wish to select. In order to do that, we will swipe up and down again with one finger. I'll swipe down.
Page selection, line selection, word selection.
I'll stop flicking down and leave it on word selection. Now our instructions will be to flick right to advance one word at a time, or left to go in reverse. I'll flick to the right.
VoiceOver, selected part, selected 2, selected topics, selected, include, selected, iCloud, selected, plans, selected.
Each time I flicked down, VoiceOver advanced by one word at a time. Of course, you notice that it said selected following each word. So there's how you select text a word at a time. Now that we've selected some text, what do we want to do with it? My first thought is that we want to copy it and take it somewhere else and paste it. You may be familiar with the process of selecting, copying, and pasting text. Well, that's what we'll do here. Let's continue with our next step, which will be to copy it. We need to turn our rotor to a new option.
Toggle live regions and announcements on.
Edit.
Edit is the item that we need. There are several options in this edit item. I'll flick down until I find the copy option.
Copy.
Well, copy was the first one we landed on, but there are a few other options, including select all, lookup, and share. So we've got a few other alternatives there in our edit menu. But we're on copy, so I'll perform a one-finger double tap to select it.
VoiceOver, Part 2. Topics include iCloud plans, copied.
So we have copied that little bit of text to our clipboard. If you're not familiar with the clipboard, this is a virtual holding bin where text and other items that we have copied are held until we decide how to dispose of them. Well, my way to dispose of this text is to paste it into a fresh email. To do that, I'm going to go back to our inbox and start a fresh email message.
Inbox, 4 unread messages, back button.
One finger double tap. I am in my inbox. Let's look for the Compose button, which is down at the bottom of the screen on the far right.
Toolbar, Compose, button.
There it is. One finger double tap.
2. Text field 2. Text field is editing, character mode.
I'll bypass the address lines and get right down to the body of this fresh email.
CC/BCC from PSLANE7. Subject, message content, message body, text field.
Here's where we want to go. I will set my insertion point, which is always a good idea when starting to compose text. One finger double tap.
Insertion point at start.
Now I'll turn my rotor again to get to our ever-popular edit option.
Toggle live regions and an edit.
There's edit. I'll flick down with one finger until I find paste.
Writing tools. Scan text. Paste.
And we'll select it with a one-finger double tap.
VoiceOver, Part 2. Topics include iCloud plans, paste.
So there is our final step in our process, selecting, copying, and pasting text from one document, which was our incoming email from the iBUG Today staff, into a fresh email, which we just composed. I won't need this email any further, so I'll go back and cancel it and delete it.
Sheet grabber, button. Minimize draft, button. Cancel, button.
That's the button we need. One finger double tap.
Cancel, alert. Delete draft, button. Save draft, button.
We do have the option to save this as a draft, which I often do when I'm in a meaningful and substantive email, but this one is just a throwaway, so I'll opt for delete draft.
Delete draft, button.
One finger double tap.
Gmail, back button.
Hey folks, welcome back. So we have completed our review of our rotor settings, including our rotor items list, and we've also completed our introduction to how to use the rotor by selecting text, copying it, and pasting it into a new email. A similar concept and a similar tool available to us as VoiceOver users is called VoiceOver Quick Settings. Those settings happen to reside here in the VoiceOver settings screen, so let me get out of the rotor settings and we'll go down to Quick Settings.
Rotor, button.
Now I'll flick to the right until we get to Quick Settings.
Activities, button. Typing, button. Quick Settings, button.
Before I open these settings, let's swipe to the right and hear the brief VoiceOver explanation.
Quick Settings allows you to access VoiceOver settings at any time. Access Quick Settings with two-finger quadruple tap.
There you heard the gesture to open the Quick Settings, a two-finger quadruple tap. That one will take some practice. Now let's swipe back to our first Quick Settings button.
Quick Settings, button.
Single finger double tap.
Selected, speaking rate. Actions available.
There are no preliminary buttons or explanations at the top of this window. It goes right to our first item. If you remember our rotor items list, you'll recall that it first listed the item that may or may not be selected, and following each item was a reorder button. This has the same format, so let's flick to the right and see what we've got.
Selected, speaking rate. Reorder speaking rate, button. Draggable. Selected, media descriptions, reorder, activities. Reorder, system notification, reorder, selected, audio docket, reorder, Braille alert messages, reorder, Braille auto advance, reorder, Braille input, reorder, Braille output, reorder, caption panel, reorder, direct touch, reorder, hardware typing feedback, reorder, hints, reorder, large cursor, reorder, selected, navigate images, reorder, navigation style, reorder, selected, phonetic feedback.
I'll forego the rest of these settings. There are about 10 more. You can go through those on your own time. Now let's go look at the Quick Settings tool. So I'll first get out of here.
VoiceOver, back button.
Now remember our earlier VoiceOver hint. I'll play it again.
Quick Settings allows you to access VoiceOver settings at any time. Access quick settings with two-finger quadruple tap.
I'll perform a two-finger quadruple tap now, holding two fingers fairly close together, tapping them 4 times on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Voiceover settings. Heading.
Here we are. For some reason, it refers to them here as voiceover settings. Flicking to the right.
Done. Button. Filter. Search field.
We can search for individual settings if we're familiar with their names.
Dictate. Button. Speaking rate. 55%. Button. Adjustable.
These change in 5% increments. I'll flick up.
60%. 65%.
And down with one finger.
60%. 55%. Media descriptions. Off. Button. Adjustable. Audio ducking. When speaking. Button. Adjustable. Navigate images. Always. Button. Adjustable. Phonetic feedback. Off. Button. Adjustable. Punctuation. Some. Button. Adjustable. Sounds. Switch button. On. Speak rotor confirmation. Switch button. On. Voice. Alex. English. US. Button. Adjustable.
I will forego flicking through each and every one of these settings. There are 8 or 9 more. I'll let you explore your quick settings on your own time. Now you might be asking, how do we use quick settings? Well, essentially, you use your quick settings list in the same way you would use your rotor list, as a quick tool, a quick menu list, so you don't have to go all the way into your settings app and all the way to the individual settings that you want to invoke. So it's like having a second rotor. Now, many people like to reduce the number of items on their rotor and move those items over here to our quick settings list. Some items actually get in the way if they're on the rotor. For example, if your rotor contains speaking rate, sometimes you might flick to your rotor and adjust your speaking rate without knowing that you're doing this, because the rotor is very easily accessible right on the screen of your iPhone, whereas your quick settings requires a little bit more work to access, namely the two-finger quadruple tap. So look at both of these lists, both of these tools, and as you become more proficient in using VoiceOver in general, you'll probably come up with items to put on your rotor and other items to put on your quick settings list. That's it for quick settings, and that concludes our presentation of part 2 of the iBUG VoiceOver tutorial series. It's time now to open it up for questions.
All right, Pete, thank you so much. That concludes our second part of the presentation of Intro to VoiceOver Part 2. We're going to open it up for some questions and comments. Julie, if you can go ahead and unmute everyone.
It's Sree. I have a question.
Go ahead.
How do you add things to your rotor? Rotor is pretty simple. It just has like, I don't know, 6 things or something. Doesn't have all the fancy things yours has.
Yeah. Shireen, was it?
Yes, Sree.
Nice to meet you, Sreen.
Nice to meet you.
Actually, if you go back into the VoiceOver settings, which was the main screen where I was navigating, you go into your settings app, go to accessibility, go to vision, and then VoiceOver. If you flick down there, you will get to a button that says rotor. And right inside that rotor button, if you double tap on it, your first item reads rotor. ITEMS. And that contains a list of all of the possible items that you can include in your rotor. And all you need to do is flick through them. And if you like one, like, if you want to put in voice recognition or something simple or add to your rotor, just do a one-finger double tap and it says selected. And that means it's included in your rotor. Next time you turn your rotor, it will be there.
Great presentation. Thank you, Pete.
Well, thanks.
Hi, this is Farah.
Go ahead, Farah.
The question regarding copy and paste. Copy and paste is good just for like text to email, or it's good for any text. For example, when is a text on Facebook, there's a recipe or there is a text that I like to keep it, copy and paste it to my, let's say, note or wherever. Can I do that? And if I can, how I can do that?
I'll take this one, Sree, unless you want to grab it.
No, go ahead, Pete.
Yes, the answer is yes, you can do that. And there's a number of ways. And yes, you can take something from Facebook, using your example, and paste it into a note. There's several ways to do this. One would be to use the process that I demonstrated here a few minutes ago. And I know there was a lot being thrown at you, so it's probably very difficult to remember everything that Sree and I both told you. And by the way, there is a recording of this that will be available on our website and on our YouTube channel within a few days. But what you would do is you would turn your rotor and you would go to either words or characters or lines, and you can select the text within a Facebook post by then selecting it with a button that says text selection. And then you can go to your edit menu option on your rotor and hit copy, turn to copy, and then go over to your note, open your note, and then turn your edit button again and hit the paste button. And then you've pasted into your note. But there's a simpler way that we did not cover here, and that would be to copy the text. You can read a Facebook post, and you can just flick one finger, and it might read a very long post. You know, somebody's telling you their life story and 3 or 4 recipes and what they had for dinner. And as VoiceOver finishes reading that, you can perform different gesture, which is a tricky one. And you take 3 fingers and you tap the screen of your phone with 3 fingers 4 times in fairly quick succession. So you take 3 fingers and hold them together, slightly apart but close together, and do 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll hear VoiceOver say, copied to clipboard. And that means that it's there, and you can go over to your note and then go back to your rotor and find your edit button, select the paste option, do a 1-finger double tap, and you have pasted all of that text into your note.
Thank you so very much. Always helpful and great performances. Thank you.
Thank you. Fair.
This is Mary Alice.
Go ahead, Mary Alice.
I have a friend who says that her speed on her VoiceOver is not staying where she would like it. Do you think that it's because the rotor is on speech rate in the rotor, and she should just turn the rotor?
This is Pete, and yeah, that's a possibility. And you heard me mention that a minute ago, Mary Alice.
Yes, and that's why I'm just making sure.
The rotor is right there, right on your screen. And if you happen to, whatever your rotor is set at, if you haven't turned the rotor away from that selection item, then it's very easy to slide your hand, when you're flicking somewhere else and inadvertently, by mistake, flick that option. That's why some people put that speech rate item in their quick settings, because it's a lot harder to get to, so you can't easily tap it by mistake.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Pat.
Great presentation, both of you. And I just wanted to give a hint because I worked with a lot of people that just can't get the rotor Ernie thing to work for them. And another option, especially if you have control problems with your hands, is to put your phone flat and put 2 thumbs on the screen, like horizontally, and then you move one up and one down a hair and go through the rotor setting that way. I just thought I'd add that.
Yep. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, definitely check out our part 1 because we go in detail explaining the different ways that you can initiate a rotor. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, I just thought I'd give that. Okay.
Thank you, Pat. Good.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Who's next?
Sree.
Oh, go ahead.
When you are looking at the voices that you're trying to choose, when you want to add voices, it says download whatever. How do you sample it?
You flick up with 1 finger or down with 1 finger, and you'll get 3 options: activate, download, and sample speech.
Okay.
And double tap with 1 finger when you land on sample.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, who's next?
Hi, this is Latinia from Georgia.
Go ahead.
My question is about the rotor as well. Can you remove something off the rotor if you no longer want it on your rotor?
Good question. Didn't catch your name, but your audio is a little bit fuzzy there, but the answer is yes. And I don't know if you remember what I just said in answer to, I think it was Shireen's question or somebody's question earlier. If you go into your VoiceOver settings, where you open your settings app, go to accessibility, go to VoiceOver settings and flick down to rotor. Double tap with 1 finger on rotor, and then your next item is rotor items. And everything that is read that starts with the word selected, that means it's already on your rotor. If you want to take it off, all you have to do is tap it again, and it removes the word selected, and that takes it off your rotor.
Thank you very much. Again, my name is Latinia from Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, who's next?
This is Ned.
Go ahead, Ned.
Yes, to add something to your rotor, do you have to delete something? Because there's only a certain number of items on a rotor, right?
I don't know. Sree, is there a limit on the
Nope.
number of
You
items?
can add all 50 things in your rotor. You're just going to be rotoring.
And there are a lot of them in there. Go ahead, try it, Ned, and let us know next week, okay? Put 50 items on your rotor. That's when you get through, we'll hear from you.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, once Ned adds
all 50, then we'll have to teach him how to 50 ways to leave his rotor.
Yeah. And also remember the rotor is dynamic. So certain things you don't add in the rotor will show up based on the application that you're using. So
Contextual.
it is
You got
at
it.
times dynamic too.
Yeah. Like you won't need text-related items if you're not in a text field. You won't need your internet-related items like headings and links and things like that if you're not in your Safari app. So it'll switch depending on where you are.
This is Shazadi.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I just want to add, the text selection is not added in the default, but I feel one should add it into their rotor. It's such a useful feature because it makes your life easy throughout all the platforms. So it's not there by default, but you can add it and it's a very useful feature.
Yes,
agree.
very true. I completely agree. I think we all agree on that one. That's a very good one. Thank you.
Bridget,
Yeah, go ahead, Bridget.
when it says backup, do you have to use a password if you don't have a password to your phone?
Nope. Just if you double tap, it'll automatically do the backup.
Okay, when it says that, then you just double tap it?
That's correct.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sammy,
Go ahead.
is it possible, say on a long text message, to go directly to where the error is made rather than having to do word, character?
You can do the spell check. If it's a spelling that's mistake, you can go right to it with the rotor.
The spell check will go directly to it?
Mm-hmm.
But, oh, okay.
Right,
Thank
Pete, am I right in saying that?
Yeah. If it's misspelled, then the spell check will take you to all the misspelled words, so it's a lot shorter. Or you can use lines. Lines get you through a text message a lot quicker than one word at a time. Be sure line is selected in your rotor items list.
Also, Pete, on the rotor, is there a find in there too?
Not that I'm aware of. I know there's a search button in the quick settings list. And on your quick settings list, whatever you've added to when you do your 2-finger quadruple tap, you can search for, items on the list, but I'm not sure. I don't know that there's a find. Yeah, that would be an easy way to go to a word or a particular part of a sentence. Yeah.
Thank you.
Something to mention to Apple accessibility to add to
Good
the
idea.
feature.
There you go, Sammy. Something to suggest to Apple.
Take one more question if there's one.
Arlene?
Go ahead, Arlene.
Sree, when you were saying about transferring information from one phone to another phone, and I think you said you sit the phones near each other or something like that. So do both phones have to be at the same iOS? Did you say that?
No, the one I didn't do where you bring a phone next to each other, but I think Robert mentioned that. If Robert's on the phone, if he knows the answer, or Pete, if you know the answer.
I think I tried it once 2 phones
Yes,
ago. So that was
Robert.
4 or 5 years ago. I think it stalled at
Okay.
that because I didn't have it. Apple had upgraded the new phone before they shipped it. Or no, they had not upgraded the new phone, and I had updated my old phone. So I think it stalled me. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, they do have to, it will require you to do an update if your phone is not up, if one of the phones is not up to date with the latest iOS.
Robert, what do you do if you have an iPhone 8 and you're trying to get that information over to a newer phone?
You probably have to use the iCloud backup method that you demonstrated,
Okay.
but I'm not positive about that.
Okay. That's one of the reasons I like to do everything manually, just to have more control, try to get a clean install.
Okay, thank you, because I have an iPhone. I think it's a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering how I was going to get that to my 8. Not that there's anything on there of value, but
I think you need a wheelbarrow for that
I will tell you, I had some difficulty going from an 8 to 12, doing it through, bringing the phone next to each other. And so I just ended up doing it manually.
okay, thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah, I think that method with bringing one phone next to another really only works well on if both phones are pretty new, pretty recent. Because that thing hasn't been around forever.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Pete, I just want to say thank you again for helping me do Intro to VoiceOver Part 2. This was always a fun project for...
We'll see you next year for Part 3. How about that?
Part 3. Yeah. There's a lot of things in VoiceOver.
Yeah.
We actually had a lot more, but we had to cut some stuff out because of our time constraint here, but we'll try to bring one up again next year. I want to thank each of you guys for attending today's cafe. I appreciate you guys asking some really good questions.
Definitely.
To Julie, I always want to say thank you so much for being our Zoom administrator, keeping track of everybody coming in and out. It's a lot of moving components here, and I just want to say thank you so much for that.
Thanks, Julie.
Very welcome.
And Michael, do you have any final thoughts before we shut down?
Yeah, well, both Pete and Sree did what an awesome job. Just really, world-class presentations there. We're really proud of you guys. It's just real blessed and privileged to have you guys putting together these presentations. So just a little shout out. Did you happen to mention what you got in store for next month's cafe?
I think we're going to try and do the new OS. 26 is what I'm planning to do.
Very good. That'll be great.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a great job. There's some good stuff in there. So we will see everyone next month here at the cafe, and definitely check out our website for all of the other programs that we are running. We have a lot going this week, so check us out. And I bid good night to everyone.